Hello, everybody, and welcome to Top 5 New Comics for September 10th of 2025. I'm, as always, Chris, and let's jump right in, starting with Batman, Dark Patterns number 10. This is written by Dan Watters with art by Hayden Sherman and colors by Triona Farrell. Dark Patterns continues to be just the best Batman book on the market, hands down. I just read Batman number 1 a few days ago, and I still stand by it. I thought that was a great start to something, but it didn't have the same gravitas that Dark Patterns has had with me, like the feeling of something new and something big and just good. Not to say that Batman number 1 wasn't good, but I just love every time this series comes in. Every month when I get a new issue, I just want to know what's going on. And it seems like now we're on case 4, which is going to be the final case of the Dark Pattern series. While in the last case, we started to see maybe possibly there's some connections here. Batman's kind of trying to stay clear of the idea that everything is connected, and that was told brilliantly through the overarching 3 issues that he did with the Red Hood gang and that part of Gotham. But now we're going to see, maybe even though you shouldn't always look for things to be connected when they aren't, I'm sure that in some way they are in this case. So let's see what's going on here. I'm really just looking forward to seeing how Dan and Hayden just bring it all together at the end of the day. Plus, amazing cover, just amazing. So after that, I have Superman, the Kryptonite Spectrum number 2. This is written by W. Maxwell Prince with art by Martin Morazzo with colors by Chris O'Halloran. So we got the first issue of this, and we now kind of see what they want to play with. They want to tell one-shot stories that also show a connection throughout them. So we got these brand new types of kryptonite, and with each issue, it seems like we're going to test to see what they do. And the first one was like a time dilation storyline, and my prediction going into issue 2, 3, and 4 is that each type of kryptonite is going to affect Superman in a way that allows the creators of this book to tell a story in a different way. And that might be why we will never see these in the actual DC continuity, because they'd be tough to have come over and over again. But these guys obviously had ways they wanted to tell the story, and stories they wanted to tell with Superman, and found a connection through this. And from what I'm told about Ice Cream Man, it's pretty much a one-shot series. Like every issue is on its own. I could be wrong about that. I've just been told that that's kind of the roundabout of the whole book. Not one I'm personally reading. So I'm just really excited to see where they take it. What do the different types of kryptonite do? How does it affect the storytelling? How does it affect the world that was created here under the DC umbrella? All these types of things. And I also just really love the art. It gave me a All-Star Superman feel, while not going too hard in the paint of trying to be this massive, over-realistic thing that I believe Gary Frank does a lot, which I love, but it was its own style while having that feeling and just flow of how All-Star Superman was drawn. After that, I have C.O.R.T, Children of the Round Table number 1. This is written by Tom Taylor with art by Daniele Di Nicuolo, colors by Rain Beredo, and letters by Wes Abbott. This is an interesting book to me. It's a 6-issue series that Tom, Daniel, and crew have put together that are going to create new characters inside the DC universe and create them with an all ages feel. So most of my excitement from here comes from, we don't get a ton of new characters created in the Big 2 for good reason. So when we do get them, I feel like it's cool to see, like, why did Tom and his crew create this? How does it connect into the broader DC universe? How is it going to expand what's going on in DC, and where do we see them down the line? These are all questions I have about the book coming into it, and just want to see what they do, how they build a mythos and tell a great story within 6 issues. And does it have legs is it one of those things that we're going to see 6 issues of and never see again? Or is it something that we'll see down the line that could end up in the next whatever event, crisis or whatever? Just so many big stories or questions I have here about the story, about the characters, a lot going into it. And then just at its core, it is a lot of fantasy myth type of stuff, which is always fun to do. So we'll just see. We'll just have to see. After that, I have Captain America #3. This is written by Chip Zdarsky with art by Valerio Schiti, colors by Frank Martin, and letters by Joe Caramagna. I've been surprised at how much I've liked Captain America. I was on record a few times with while Captain America was one of my favorite characters for most of my comic career, I feel like the past 3 or 4 runs have been meh at best. And I don't know if I have to go back and see what every run is, but I know there's been a lot of runs that just haven't done it for me. So I'm trying to think of when the Hive Mind run was in there, and I did enjoy that somewhat. So it was at a point where I was done with Captain America. They didn't feel like it felt like they were evolving the character in a way that I wasn't for. And I knew that it was going to be one of those books that it would take a big name, somebody that I really trust to create great comics to make me buy a Captain America book again. This is coming from a guy that's got Captain America stuff all around him. It's got Captain America boxes over here. I love the character. They bring in Chip, and I have loved what he's done so far. I love how he's portraying the character to be what I remember the character being for so long. I love that we're connecting his return to the Marvel Universe with Doctor Doom. We're introducing a new possible Captain America. Down the line, it looks like we're going to have a Captain America core again, but this time, instead of being multiversal, it's international. There's so many things that have been really good about this, and one of the more interesting things about the book has been that it reset the Marvel timeline. Basically, Cap comes out of the ice in the mid-2010s. So that says that everything that's happened in the Marvel Universe has happened in a very short amount of time. These happen all the time. And Cap's usually the catalyst for that, because the founding of the Avengers and the beginning of the Marvel Universe as we know it starts with truly Cap coming out of the ice and the Avengers forming. Now, characters started before that, I get that, but there's just a lot here in this book, and it's been done really, really well. And it's funny because possibly my favorite part of the book is the modern day Howling Commandos with this new Captain America. And just in issue 2, when they showed the dichotomy of the 2 men who had similar feelings going into big events that led them to join the military and eventually get the super soldier serum, but how their 2 wars affected them in different ways. There's just so many cool things happening in this book that I just can't recommend it enough. I think it's a really well done series. And then for your Doctor Doom heads, we're getting a new kind of origin of Doom in this issue, it seems like. We got slightly introduced to him in the last issue at the last panel, and spoilers, I guess. And with this one, you can see right on the cover, big fight between Cap and Doom. I'm sure we'll get some info on what he's doing in Latveria at the beginning of his reign and all that. So just a lot of really fun and cool events happening in this Captain America book. And then we will end with Imperial War, Nova Centurion #1. This is written by Jonathan Hedrick and Jed McKay, with art by Matteo De La Fonte, colors by Jan Nitro, and letters by Corey. I've really enjoyed the Imperial story arc as a whole. Even the Imperial War books have been fun. I've picked up all of them so far and just enjoyed the quick one-shot stories. This one in particular, now I have the feeling that all of these Imperial War books are the kind of intro to get you into the ongoing series down the line. We know that for sure about Black Panther and Nova because both those books have ongoing books announced. I'm sorry, maybe it's Nova and She-Hulk. I forget, but 2 of the books have ongoing series announced that we know the creative teams of, and it's the same creative teams from the Imperial War one-shots. So for me, with this, it's Jed MacKay. Now, Jonathan Hume gets a writing credit here. I'll give him credit. I feel like he outlined what he wanted Imperial to be and then dropped in these ideas for one-shots. But then the writer in question, Jed MacKay, actually wrote the issue. I could be wrong about that, but that's my gut feeling going into these Imperial War one-shots. So for me, it's Jed MacKay proving to me that my excitement for a Nova ongoing series is justified because I really love Nova. I think he's a great character. Having Richard Rider back in the helmet in his own ongoing series again is exciting. There's so many cool things here. So at the end of the day, this book, while being a part of a really cool event that I'm really enjoying, also acts as a testing ground for me to read an ongoing series. But everybody, that is everything I have for you this week. So remember, if you want to follow me further, you can follow me on social media. It's at Fortress Chris, whether you're on Blue Sky, X, Instagram, whatever. I'm there at that handle. And you can also find my Substack. That's chriscomicscorner.substack.com. Check out what we're doing there, having a lot of fun. And big things coming in 2026 for that. And then there's also the podcast, which is the Fortress of Comic News podcast. We do every week. We talk to a comic creator, talk about the news. We do a lot of fun stuff there. And then if you want to support this video, this show, comment down below what books you're looking forward to, what books on my list are just heresy, all those types of things, or just say hi down below. All that, like and subscribe to the channel. So I appreciate y'all watching this, and I'll see y'all here next week.